Welcome to the midlife, although I feel like most of us have been here for a while now, like 5 to 8 years. It's going pretty well, don't you think? The midlife for you? How are you feeling about it?
Wow. I feel all the things about it. I feel
Mm,
really good right now. And
mm,
emotionally, I feel good. And uh, mentally, I feel good. My physically was like a real challenge there for a while. And I
mm.
think I'm definitely feeling a lot better, which, we all talk about the hormones and whatnot. And so getting that leveled out really helped me kind of just feel better. So then I could add more good things in. It made me feel, as soon as I got some of my spirit back, my energy back, I was want to exercise or just be outside more and cook more and like do all the other good things. So I know we've talked about how when it hits you, it's hard to get out. So as
Yeah.
soon as you start to feel a little better, so I'm in a good swing at the moment, I would say.
Good.
And
Good.
you?
Oh
And
yeah,
you and you?
definitely in a, well, okay. So let me think about this for a second. I would say definitely in a good upswing. Would say I'm in a little mini trough. Good, mostly, right? Like I've been so much worse at points in my midlife, but definitely so much better. My mini trough right now is just um, feeling so frazzled in my day to day, and I'm so sick of that. And it's 100% my fault. Like it
What's going on?
just getting control of, or I mean, it's really that I'm not exercising. That's really pissing me off. I have
Hmm.
really no one to blame but myself. I feel, and I think I've said this before too. I always feel like as soon as X, Y, and Z happens, then A, B, and C will get easier. And I wonder when I'm going to stop telling that story because it fucking never happens. So
It doesn't. I think maybe because, oh, hi, Penny.
I'm guessing that's my orange delivery.
How nice.
Yes.
Mm,
Okay. Pennies.
I lost my train of thought.
Um,
I totally lost my train of thought from all that. Sorry.
no, we were saying,
Where
oh,
were
the
we?
ABC, like XYZ stops, then ABC can happen. And that's just never going to be.
Oh, excuse me. I feel that also. And I've been kind of using the flexibility that you've been talking about
Yeah.
lately. And my child has actually encouraged me. So she likes to be in the exercise space, or
Mm.
she likes to exercise. She loves to move her body and she loves to dance. And so she loves when I go on the treadmill, she likes to go on the treadmill with me, or the bouncer, she just likes to be out there. She got a gymnastics mat for her birthday from her
Ooh.
grandma and she loves it. So at the end of the day, which is not when I usually feel like exercising or want to, but if I haven't gotten it in, she'll go, "Come on, mom, let's just do 20 minutes." And as soon as I put my
Awesome.
shoes on and get out there and I feel so much better. So I keep reminding myself, if I can't knock it in the middle of the day or the morning or when I thought I was going to, just do something like
Yeah.
you did the other day. Like you stretched.
Yes.
To get me on the treadmill, if I do 15, 20 minutes on the treadmill, then I'm going to stretch, then I'm going to roll on the balls, then I'm going to, you just kind of, again, when you do something good and you start to add in the good, it feels like you want to add in more good.
Totally.
So I'm just saying that out loud so we all know that even if it's just laying on the floor and breathing
Yeah.
before bed, or just something that you're like, I did something for myself today. I did get it in. And I feel the difference when I do it and don't just throw in the towel. I used to always just throw in the towel if I didn't. I like to exercise in the morning. I like to get kind of check that box and be done with it. And there's something fun about not just checking the box and getting it done, but choosing it later.
Yeah.
I'm finding.
Well, I don't know. There's a lot. It seems like I have a lot of outside time commitments at the moment that are taking up my space in my calendar. And I'm not being
Mm.
flexible, which is so true. And today's just another day. But, you said something to me, I mean, more than a year ago, probably, that I love, that resonates with me. It's like, one thing, I would love to be a person that meditates, but I find it really hard to do. And you said to me like a year ago, like, it doesn't have to be somebody else's version. It could just be like what your version is of meditating, that it's just like for you, it's just having the cup of tea, or it could just be sitting quietly. Like you don't have to do something in a prescribed way in order for it to count towards whatever that time was that you wanted to put away to yourself. And I have been flexible, like if Tyler wants to go play catch, I'm like, you know what? That makes my arm pretty sore to throw that ball. So that's exercise. But
Totally.
Today is not going to be an exercise
day.
You. Yeah. Today will not be an exercise day. I can tell you that. But that's all right.
Yeah. You too many commitments today.
Well, yes. Yes. I would say, yeah. Just is what it is right now.
So it's good to know, right? Mm-hmm.
And so we move on.
Yeah. Just get busy. Some days just get busy. Sometimes they're busier than others.
Yes.
Maybe even just finding a moment in the day, even on those days, then I think about my food or something. Like I think about how can I support myself through this really crazy day? What is the best choices? What are the best choices I can make for myself today, just to support myself, knowing it is a little bit different. It is going to be a crazy day. I don't get to do the other things. So how can I show up for myself? Whatever that looks like. Again, doesn't have to be a prescribed idea of what that looks like. Could be anything.
Right.
Stop and get a juice today, or whatever feels like it's something. I used to laugh when I lived in California. I was like, this is an Erewhon day. Like, it's going to cost a lot of money, but it's going to be super healthy because I need to know that it's going to really fuel me and it's going to be good food and whatever it is. As long as you know that's you showing up for you.
Yeah. I don't think it's funny because I'm thinking that's a really nice idea. And I'm thinking, yeah, today's not that day. But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it will change.
So there's nothing you can do.
I mean, I'm going to do lots of good things. I mean, I'll do lots of fine things today. I don't know. It's really busy. Like having one child is home from college. And then because I want to, because I make the choice to, like I'm cooking more and I'm, like wanting to please him and take care of things. And, just going to be that kind of day. That's okay.
Yeah. And maybe it's knowing that feeds you because you like doing that for him. And so you're choosing that is sort of your juice.
Right.
Your kid's home and you want to fill him up and that fills you up and kind of approaching it in that way. So it feeds you and it gives you something back. So it helps nourish you while you're giving.
Right. So just being flexible, right? Moving those things around, even if it's not going to be a day I sweat, I don't think. But, who knows what the day will bring. So one thing that we have been talking about sort of offline is the office I'm building for myself, which is really exciting.
So fun.
You did something like that for yourself last year, which was incredible. You built like these outdoor studios, which when you moved to Idaho, we almost bought your house just because of those beautiful things you had built. And
they were really special. They are.
Yeah, super cool. But then I decided we needed to stay where we were, and I redid my whole kitchen, reworked some of the space here. And then I've been working out of various rooms in our house, sort of being like pushed around the house. And finally, we're going to build an office outside, and it's going to have an exercise space too. So I think that might be motivating as well. And it's happening. It's starting tomorrow. It was funny. I said to you, you said, when are they starting? I said, Wednesday. You go, you mean tomorrow? I was like, oh yeah, it's happening.
Wow. That is so amazing for so many reasons.
Yeah. I will share with you. The reason it hasn't happened sooner is that I wanted to like earn it and deserve it. And I actually haven't hit that benchmark where I truly feel like I've earned it and deserved it. And I feel like that's pretty fucked in my head. It's still going to happen. Because I have earned it. I have deserved it. My darling husband.
Yeah.
He's like,
he's supporting you. He's like, let's do this.
He's like, let's just do it. Let's just get it. Let's just do it. It required getting rid of the gigantic playscape that we had, which took him an entire summer to build, that I guarantee you was used less than 10 times over 20 years. Well, I'm exaggerating, over 17 years.
Very little exaggeration there. Well, it sounds like you're already going to use your new space a million times more than the old. But what a big endeavor. And I love the jump, because it feels like a leap to me to believe in yourself. And I know for you, as you've just explained, you more benchmark yourself and reward yourself based on ideas of success. And so this is a stretch for you to believe before you get to the place. And I think it's such a lesson for all of us, where can you believe in something before you have the proof of it?
Right. Yeah. Like, it's not just, oh, you know, I'm a mom, but I kind of work at home and I kind of, you know, write and I kind of have this podcast. It's like, no, like, this is a real business now. And I actually have a place where I go to work. I don't have to commute very far. It's out my back door, but still, it's legit. So that feels actually kind of scary and fun all at the same time.
Why scary?
Because it's not a hobby for you and I anymore.
And so what's scary about that?
I think I'm not alone. Write me. Tell me I'm not alone. I think we're so scared to take on big endeavors because of the failure, whatever that means. I don't even know what that failure means. But if you take the leap and you say it's legit and you put it out there and you work really hard at it, what if it doesn't meet those expectations? Right. So.
I know, but here we are.
Yeah, I know.
100+ years old. Wherever we are in the numbers and all the experiences and all the things we've done. And even when there were failures, at this point in your life, do you feel there was value in them?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Yeah. No, I just think that's that appreciation for learning, right? I think that's what, like, kind of a gift of the midlife is, like, an appreciation that everything that you've done to this moment has been learning, and that we still have the capacity to continue learning, and that everything it's not a trial and a success or failure. It's like everything's a learning experience. And in fact, I think I read a quote recently by somebody way smarter than me that said, "I've never failed. I've just learned." So I thought that was cool.
Yes. It's great and true. I finally feel, I think we were talking about this not too long ago, or something happened. I was taking a mentor call for someone running a business. And I had this moment of, even if you didn't run the biggest business, even if you totally failed and you ran a business for a long time, the worth and the value of all of those lessons and how much you have to give back from how much you've learned and how different you would do it each time that you try again, and how much you've learned and how much better you're at it each time, and how you would change it. And you start to realize that it's all so valuable, and that you have all that value in you from all of the lessons.
Yeah.
From the heartaches to the, from all of the things, from the grief, from the loss, from the, so much of life has happened, whether it's business or, personal, and all of it speaks to who you are now and what your value is. And so the difference of, I can build that when I deserve it, or I deserve it already. Right. I can't wait to see what I create inside of it. Like what's going to be next? Because that affords you. And so I know, even when I had my, scared, doubty moments when I built my office last time, in my head, I was like, this is so dumb. What are you doing? And in my heart, I was going, if I don't do it, I won't believe, I won't grow. I won't do the next big thing. And it was true. Even just landing in that space, it's like, okay, and now I'm here. What do I want from here? Because just even the belief in yourself to create something like that and then sit in it and know, oh, here I am. I did it. Gives you so much crazy appreciation for yourself. So much. Oh, there it was. The tongue thing.
I think it's like legitimacy, right? Is it some legitimacy?
So. And I don't even think it's legitimacy. We were talking about appreciating our wins. And to me, that's such a big win. And each time you appreciate and you dare yourself to do something that feels a little scary or hugely scary and pushes your boundaries, you gain so much wisdom and so much security, right? Like you feel secure. You feel you get that belief in yourself.
Yeah, I think so. And I think for me, and I feel like that, being like a goal-oriented person or A-type personality doesn't really serve you so great. That it's taken me a long time to more appreciate the journey than the outcome. Mm-hmm. And to sort of disconnect from the outcome because I don't truly know what it is. Like the best laid plans, forget it, right? And also, if I am just working towards whatever I think my goal is, I think that limits something even better that I couldn't even conceive of or couldn't even be creative enough for, and that the path just leads you. Mm-hmm. And like, it's really like I think for a long time, it closed me off just having like a singular goal or working towards a singular thing, thinking there was a singular measure of success.
I agree.
So much, it's like, again, that flexibility, that freedom, that, dreaming.
Staying open.
Yeah.
Staying open. And like you say, saying yes. Even in the uncomfortable moments, those dares, right? I'm going to learn something new. I'm going to try something new. I'm going to push myself. I'm going to, Charlie and I were just saying, being in a new area, it's uncomfortable. You go to new parties, you don't know anyone, or you feel like everyone is. And so even my 9-year-old and I made a pact, like every time we're going to talk to at least 2 new people, each of us. And doesn't mean it's going to land, doesn't mean they're going to be our best friend, but we're just going to stretch ourselves to get better at it because we kept going and leaving together and going, talk to us. So I was like, well, either we don't go or let's do something about it.
Oh my God. I love that you brought her into that, like had an honest conversation about it and that you schemed together how you were going to solve it. That's so cute.
Well, it's so amazing to me because we're just human, right? All of us, doesn't matter what age. So we're all going through those same doubts and insecurities and, awkward moments. And it's all the same. So I love to talk to her just like I would want to talk to you, me, and have someone else because it feels the same.
Yeah. Just that ability to be vulnerable with your child. Like it doesn't unsettle them for them to know that you don't have it all figured out. I actually think it's quite comforting for them.
Completely. I see that in her. And it informs me that it's not just about doing that with her. It's about growing my muscle to do that with anyone and to speak the same way that I speak to her, speak to anyone. That just feels good to me to have the ability to have that be easier.
Right.
And it's so funny because of course there's so many people that inspire me that wouldn't need that at all. They would go to a party and talk to 100 people, including my husband. I sit in the corner at the party and he's got everyone's phone number and he's on Facebook with everyone. And by the time we leave, and I'm like sweating in the corner.
He's funny like that.
But we all have our things,
Yeah, we do all have our things. I think, part of it is the willingness to be vulnerable and to put yourself out there to potentially be judged if someone's going to decide if they like you or they don't like you. Again, I know that's them, not you, but it is that
totally,
vulnerability.
But you feel it.
Yeah, you definitely feel it. And then I think it's a situation of, burned once, shy twice, because we've all had those situations where we have been vulnerable with people. We've let them in, we've exposed ourselves, and it fucking comes back on us at some point. and you're surprised. You thought like it was never that going to be that person, but it has been that person, and how you don't go into new situations believing that it could end up badly again. You have to continue to go into new situations believing it could be great.
Yes, that's some of the tricky stuff of being in midlife.
Yeah.
We've experienced so much more, and we've had lots of burns and hurts and wins and whatnot. So if we only limit ourselves by those wins and those hurts, then we keep ourselves in that same story. And how do we stretch? How do we grow? How do we change? How do we believe that we do get to build the office, or that we can be great at something we've never tried? And also, I think when you're older, there's people that have known you a really long time, and sometimes they limit you too because
you don't fit into
they have an idea of you. Yeah, they want to shove you back in the box that they know of because that's the comfort. Now I know you as this, and you're going to shift and change. And that's, again, yes, about them, but you feel that it's different, and it's having to push through. And I think a lot of us in midlife feel the discomfort of pushing through and getting out of that box and dealing with the energy of other people's, because although it's theirs, you still have feelings. You're going to feel when people are trying to push you back in a box, or not supporting you, or not, seeing you for who you are, letting you change or letting you grow. And that can be challenging, and that could be why we stay the same and not brighten ourselves or grow or change or, think we can do whatever we want.
Man, I mean, I almost want to like cut this one off and start a brand new one. So I'm so sorry if you are listening and you have to run somewhere else, and you can always pause this and come back. But I mean, I have so many feelings about what you're saying. When you feel like you can't tell people that you're changing, or people don't like that you're changing or becoming something else, really how that's about their discomfort with that they're not changing. I really think that's what it's about, that it is shining a light on their dark corner of mediocrity. And I think it's really uncomfortable for them.
Yeah. I think it's uncomfortable for you, the person sitting with that. Even if you completely are cool and believe in what you're doing and that you're changing, and you still feel it. Mm-hmm. And so it takes a beat where I think it's important for us to allow the truth of that. And for me, it takes a minute, it takes a day. I have to process it. Maybe it takes a couple days where I'm like, wow, that was really awkward. Like, that didn't feel great. That felt, it kind of, wilts me. It feels sad. It feels, it has all these amazing feelings on it. And I think it's important for us to acknowledge that and let that be okay too. I think it's really important that we learn to listen into our feelings and not let our heads create the feelings, but let the feelings inform our heads. Does that make sense?
It does. I think because so many of us in this time of life are, being adventurous, trying different things, trying to figure things out, even if we haven't figured it out yet. And I wonder if there's also some like shame attached to, I'm trying to be something different. And if I'm not going to be everything that you've always thought that I was, what does that say about me? What does that make you think about me? And also, like, is there a time where you can reveal, like, do you have to hit some measure of success or something to show for it before you can let people in that really maybe aren't your cheerleaders, right? Like they are not actually pulling for you. And so it doesn't feel like you can share with them until you can kind of be a brat about it and say, see, I told you I could do this,
Kind of. I mean, I get completely what you're saying. And I feel like the tweak and the play there is the same thing as being able to build the office before you're all the things.
Yeah.
and waiting until you're all the things so that you can build the office. So believing hard. And I think even we just had this experience of starting something new. And it's like that moment you're working on it, you're thinking about it, you're dreaming about it. And all of a sudden there was a different moment where we all of a sudden each felt all in.
Yeah.
And then there was the next moment of, let's make cards. I want to pass them out. We have to practice sharing. We're all in. And that's another level of believing, right? And then telling people I'm all in and that this means a lot to me. Can you check it out? Like really, and not caring whether they will or not, but just being all in and letting yourself. So when the naysayers come, you're so solid that there's going to be naysayers, and it's like, it's not your fit. Let me keep going. I'll find the fits.
Right. I actually did have something funny happen about a year ago. I went to a friend's child's bat mitzvah in Texas. So those people have known me like since the 17-year-old version of me. And this guy that I've known since then walked up to me and goes, I know a secret about you. And I was like, oh shit, there's a laundry list. Which one? And he's like, you have a podcast. And that made me mad, actually. I was like, it's not a fucking secret. It was so weird. So, isn't that weird? And so,
no, I love it.
While I might not tell everybody all the time about it, it also pissed me off that this guy thought I shouldn't be telling people.
I think that's important information, though. Because isn't it important information? Because you were kind of keeping it a secret. That was kind of my feedback to you also. You're doing this amazing thing. You have all these followers. People are doing. You're doing this amazing thing, and I would go to like a big group thing.
I know.
People would ask you what you're doing. You've never brought it up with anyone. By the end of the night, I'd look at you and go, "So, no one can support you unless they tell people what you're doing."
Except that I don't believe that those people were going to ever support me because it goes back to those old
doesn't matter.
I know. Hilarious, though. I know that was really funny.
Right?
That was really funny. I with that group of people, so I still don't divulge.
I know,
everything.
But that's something to work on. That's something to look at. I think,
is it, or do they not get to know?
For us,
I don't know. I do think it's hilarious. Like, we've got this big following and we know people are listening and we see the download numbers. And then there's like this whole group of people that I actually know that, almost don't know.
But you haven't put it out. Yeah. I think that's on you. I know it's on me when I don't do it.
Yeah.
Because why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you share? So there's a good dare.
Such a good
to push
dare.
Yourself to share from.
I mean, I think I'm there though too.
That you believe.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely there. It's so fun.
Yes.
But also what was fun is when I went to that party, that birthday party, and somebody came up to me and said, oh, the hostess told me you have a podcast. And I was like, fuck yeah, I do. She's like, I need to know more. Which was awesome. It. So definitely it's on both sides. I mean, I guess the point to all of you listening is, maybe we're a half step ahead of where you are. Maybe we're right in step with where you are. Maybe you're like well past where we are, but it's all vulnerable and hard, everything that you're doing and trying. And we all do need a community of people cheering for you. So know in our hearts we're cheering for you. We'd love to know what we're cheering for. So feel free to shoot us an email or DM us, or if you have felt some of these insecurities or pushback from people as you've changed, we want to hear about it. Share your stories with us. We would love to hear.
For sure. And I also think it'd be fun if you feel that something has floated up and it's one of those things that you feel uncomfortable with, and that maybe you want to kind of shift it into a little dare for yourself to do something around it that feels kind of uncomfortable, but yet you can do it. Like, you can push into that discomfort and just see how that feels and see what that produces for yourself. I think it's amazing to have that experience. So see if you do it. Let us know.
Okay, well,
Sounds
I'll have to let all of you know if I get a little braver. Actually, fuck them. Like, totally, I'm going to come back and report back.
Do it. We want to hear.